King Benjamin sits on his throne, surrounded by his people in a land at peace. The people are content and harmonious. King Benjamin had continual peace in all the land of Zarahemla for the remainder of his days. King Benjamin teaches his 3 sons Mosiah, Haloram, and Helaman, while they sit around a table filled with ancient records and scrolls. He taught them the language of their fathers and the prophecies delivered by the Lord. King Benjamin points to the sacred plates of brass and Nephi as his sons listen attentively. King Benjamin tells his sons that if it were not for the records on the plates, they would be in ignorance. These plates have preserved the knowledge of their ancestors and God's commandments. The sons read from the plates, gaining understanding of God's mysteries and promises. King Benjamin urges his sons to remember that the records are true. He emphasizes that they must diligently study them to understand God's will and keep his commandments. King Benjamin sits down with his son Mosiah, preparing to pass on the kingdom and sacred duties. In verses 9 and 10, King Benjamin, now old, calls Mosiah before him to prepare him as the new king. He tells Mosiah to proclaim to the people that he will be their new ruler. The people gather in the square, awaiting King Benjamin's words. He stands before them, raising his hands in blessing. King Benjamin announces that the people will now be known by a name that will never be blotted out, except through transgression. King Benjamin solemnly warns the people, his voice echoing through the gathered crowd. He tells them that if they fall into wickedness, they will lose the protection of the Lord and become weak like their enemies, the Lamanites. King Benjamin places the sword of Laban and the sacred plates into Mosiah's hands, symbolizing the passing of authority. He gives Mosiah charge over the kingdom and the sacred records, the sword of Laban, and the Liahona, or director, that guided their ancestors through the wilderness. Mosiah stands before the people, proclaiming that they should gather to the temple to hear his father's final words. Mosiah follows his father's command and gathers the people to the temple to hear King Benjamin's message.